I had no idea how you got in to take that. How
Oh, to take the quiz?
Yeah, I didn't
Um,
know. Oh, mine's not
so
a hand, mine's just an arrow.
yes, so when you're taking someone's quiz, it'll look like this in the preview mode. Okay, so this is probably what you guys saw. It'll look like this. And there's no responses up here. Right here in this bottom right-hand corner, there's an edit form pencil because I'm the owner of it. Then I'll see responses. If you want to see that right now, what you can do is up here in the three dots, I can make a copy right here. So say this was my check-in for today and I want to use the exact same form tomorrow. I can just make a copy and I can call it Friday check-in. Okay.
And just so you guys know, we have, if you're not looking or if you don't have the chat window open, we have a chat going on the side as well. And that's where we're sharing all the links for this. And also any extra tips that we have or answering any questions you might have as well. So be sure to also have that side chat window and you'll see that in your toolbar at the bottom. There's a little chat icon. And if you click that, it should open your chat window.
Thanks. And so I just made a copy of my Friday check-in. So maybe I want to keep this part. Maybe I want to change this question right here. So I could easily create one form and then use it multiple times. What's also nice about using Google Forms is right here, I can add collaborators. So if I want to share this with my team, we could all share one form, make different copies of it, and edit it that way. Another option in Forms is you can create a quiz. So right here in Settings, if I go to Quizzes, I can make this a quiz and I can decide by default, it automatically shares the grade with students once they turn it in, and I'll click on save. And say this was a quiz, what I can do now is I can assign different points. And I would recommend if you are planning to do a quiz that you do it through Google Classroom. It just allows you to give more feedback and for students to access the feedback later on. I will show you, since I made it a quiz, I clicked on this question and then it will bring up answer key. And I can decide maybe I want this to be a point. And I can then select what the right answer is. You can also have multiple correct answers. And then you can give feedback. So if students were to answer incorrectly, you can say, please watch this video. And then you can link to an instructional video. If they got it correct, you could also leave feedback there. You can also link to a different website or a different source of information. So I'm just going to cancel that right now. I'm going to show you in Google Classroom, if you wanted to put a quiz, you could go up here to create and you can choose quiz assignment and it will automatically link to a blank quiz. Then you can click on the blank quiz. You can type in your questions just as we did earlier. And I'm going to show you a quiz I had assigned a few weeks ago. This was just from Common Sense Media. It was on finding balance. So I assigned this a few weeks ago, and right now I'm looking at it in preview mode. So if I want to look at the responses, I can click here. I can see 3 students responded. again, I can look at how they did just at a glance. And what's nice through Google Classroom is I can click on individual, and this was Tiffany's quiz, and she shared that what, when, how much. I can then give her individual feedback on this. So if I want to say, great job with your media balance examples, I can also link to something, save, and then this will be here. So once she logs into Google Classroom, that individual feedback will now appear on her quiz. What's also nice is you can still have the spreadsheet. You can also view these quizzes in student work. I can see just at a glance which students turned it in, which students are missing, and then their grades as well. So it's really nice if you are planning to use Google Forms a lot, especially in quiz mode. It is really nice to do it through Classroom just so everything syncs and auto grades, and it makes it a lot easier to give and receive feedback that way. Any questions about Google Forms?
Can you demo one more time how you turned your form into a quiz?
Yes. So I was in, here's the check-in that we just did, and it's just a regular form right now. I'm going to go up here to the settings. Then I'm going to go into quizzes. Then make this a quiz. And I can choose these options, save. And now this will turn this into a quiz, and I can click on different questions to put in different answer key options. One thing to note in quizzes, you can make multiple choice and checkbox options auto-graded. For text answers, those you'll need to look through. Great question.
Dave?
I had a
So,
question. Oh,
yeah, Dave?
I've been trying to do some, I noticed I need to do some assessment on my students measuring angles and missing angles.
Mm-hmm.
And I do it on Seesaw. You know, I'll have the assessment I want, and then the next one will be, you know, a video that the kid put in, and I have to scroll to find them all. So using these Google Forms, can I use my, you know, phone, take a, you know, photo of my existing geometry measuring angles test and download it to where you had all your little characters in color? Put that there, and then just type in the questions that are there. I know they can't answer on that image, right?
Yes. So what you could do is you could take a picture of each question and each diagram, and then put that as question 1, and then make the multiple choice options. Yeah, just to make it easier for your students to see, I would recommend doing it by question, and then putting each diagram up that way.
And David, we're going to share some other tools today that might be a little easier if that's kind of what you're looking at. So, so that's one way to do it with Google Forms, but we're going to show you a couple of other tools today. So there might be one that's a little bit easier for what you're looking to do. So.
Okay, yeah, because I was planning on that advanced Zoom. I didn't know how to solve that problem when I'm looking for work, but I'm scrolling through 100 different other activities I assigned to find that one.
Yeah. So on a yes to what Missy said, and on a Seesaw note, if you assign it as an activity, that will solve the scrolling problem, because it'll group, you can collect, it'll collect all of the responses to that activity or that test together, so that when you're looking through them all at one time, as opposed to scrolling through miscellaneous things on the feed.
Not
So-
doing it now. I mean,
Okay.
And we have the flyer that I sent out today has a link to about that links to our YouTube video that we made from our past webinar about activities. So you might want to watch that. And then tomorrow we are doing a webinar on advanced Seesaw features, and it's going to talk about organizations. That might be another thing you might want to check out too.